I's 100% sure this is new to you. Welcome to InfoShift. New discoveries, new learning. You are looking at a creature that has absolutely no business existing. To the untrained eye, it looks like a translucent orange alien artifact that was dropped by a passing UFO. It has a strange geometric dome called a mitre and long, slender tentacles that seem to be feeling the air for a signal. But the most shocking part of this story isn't what this thing looks like. It is where it was found. We are conditioned to believe that new species are only discovered in the most remote, hostile corners of the Earth, the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the frozen caves of Antarctica, or the impenetrable depths of the Amazon rainforest. But in late 2025, science proved that assumption completely wrong. This biological anomaly wasn't found in a forbidden zone. It was found right next to a picnic table. The story begins in the Hulu Langit district of Selangor, Malaysia. This isn't a lost world. It's the home of the Taman Eco Rimba Sungai Changkak, a popular recreational forest park where families go on weekends to hike, swim in the river, and eat lunch. In late 2023, a local naturalist and photographer named Gim Su Tan was walking a trail that thousands of people had walked before. While other hikers were looking up at the trees or down at their phones, Tan was scanning the leaf litter. He spotted something that broke the pattern of the forest floor, a tiny peach-colored blob rising from the mud. It didn't look like a mushroom. It didn't look like a flower. It looked like a gummy candy made of wax. Tan took high-resolution photos and sent them to the Forest Research Institute Malaysia, FRIM. When the images reached the desk of Siti Munira Mat Yuno, a leading expert on Malaysian flora, she realized they were looking at a ghost. It didn't match any recorded species in the botanical archives. This kicked off a high-stakes scavenger hunt. The team had to rush back to the specific GPS coordinates in the park because this organism is ephemeral. It appears for a few days and then dissolves back into the earth. They succeeded. They secured a specimen, analyzed its DNA, and in November 2025, they officially introduced the Smia selangarensis to the world. It is a discovery that proves you don't need a spaceship or a machete to find aliens. You just need to stop looking at the horizon and start looking at the ground beneath your boots. But the location is just the opening act. The biology of Thismia selangarensis is where the story turns into a sci-fi thriller. This thing breaks almost every rule we learned in high school biology. We are taught that the definition of a plant is an organism that uses chlorophyll to capture sunlight and convert it into sugar through photosynthesis. Green means life, but the fairy lantern has no green. It has no leaves. It has completely abandoned the sun. If you put this plant in a pitch-black box, it wouldn't care. In fact, it prefers it. So, if it doesn't eat light, how does it survive? The answer is both brilliant and sinister. It is a thief. The fairy lantern is a mycoheterotroph. This is a scientific way of saying it is a fungal hacker. In a healthy forest, trees use their leaves to create sugar from the sun. They send some of that sugar down into their roots, where they trade it with underground fungi in exchange for soil nutrients, a system scientists call the Wood Wide Web. The fairy lantern inserts itself into this transaction as a biological vampire. It lives its entire life underground as a parasitic root system, plugging into the fungal network and stealing the carbon that the fungi collected from the trees. It takes everything and gives nothing back. It is a plant that eats the hard work of the trees around it, without ever seeing the sky. The official publication of this species in the journal Phytokeys in late 2025 was more than just a new entry in a textbook. It was a massive wake-up call for global conservation. We tend to think that the map of Earth is finished, that we have cataloged everything big enough to be seen with the naked eye. But Thismia selangarensis proves that our map is full of holes. This is an organism that has been living, evolving, and stealing sugars right under our noses for perhaps millions of years, and we only just noticed it because one guy decided to look closely at the dirt near a hiking trail. However, the celebration of this discovery is mixed with a terrifying reality. As soon as Thismia selangarensis was named, it was immediately classified as critically endangered, CR, on the IUCN Red List. Why? Because of microendemism. This species doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet. It is found in only one specific locality in the Hulu Langat district. The total known population is fewer than 20 individual plants. Think about that. The entire future of this millions of years old genetic line rests on fewer than 2 dozen fragile, wax like stems growing in a public park. This creates a paradox. The place that allowed us to find it, the public accessibility of the Sungai Chongkak Park, is also the biggest threat to its survival. A single off trail hiker, a planned expansion of a picnic area, or even a heavy monsoon season causing a landslide could wipe the entire species off the face of the earth before we truly understand it. This discovery forces us to ask a brain shift question. If we missed a bright orange, alien looking vampire plant in a busy park for this long, what else is hiding in your own backyard? What other impossible creatures are living in the flower beds of London, the parks of New York, or the roadsides of Tokyo? The discovery of 2025 teaches us that the age of exploration isn't over. Please subscribe, it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much, guys.